Hey there, welcome back to Cooking with Violet Vixen. We are stir frying, so grab your wok, electric or stovetop, and we are cooking beef and black bean noodle stir fry. Here's what we need. It serves four. So come on in and I'll talk you through the ingredients. Okay, so as I mentioned, you need your wok. You can go stovetop or your electric wok. I like this one because it's great. I can regulate the temperature and it gets hot very quickly and it stays hot. So I always like to give it a spray because it's got a silicone coating on it. And there's nothing worse than scratching it, because if I scratch it, it's gone. Okay, we need a 400-gram packet of Hokkien noodles. This is from Aldi, 450 grams. That's fine. 50 grams is not a lot of difference. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. 400 grams of beef stir fry strips. I had my butcher cut them up and I was smart. I didn't get them out of the freezer until yesterday morning, I think it was, and just left them in the fridge. So this is the problem. You've got to make sure that if you get something out of the freezer, you use it straight away. Or if you buy it fresh and don't put it in the freezer, you use it straight away. It's very essential that you do that. 1 brown onion, halved and then thinly sliced. It's not thinly sliced, but it is halved and it's sliced. 1 garlic clove crushed. It's ready to go. 500-gram packet of Woolworths Fresh Family Vegetable Stir Fry. I didn't buy the fresh one because, once again, if I didn't use it, it was going to go to shit, like my lettuce last week. So I did have some Bird's Eye Stir Fry Oriental in the freezer. And unbeknown to me, when I knew I had some, but I knew I didn't have enough as well, so I went into Woolworths to buy said stir fry and I brought exactly the same one. So that one I recommend. And the good thing about this one is it's 850 grams, so therefore you've got some left over for the next time you need it. The fresh is good, however, if you buy it, you must wash it and use it the day you get it. So I wouldn't go and buy that ahead. This one you can buy and leave in the freezer. 1/3 of a cup of water. 300-gram bottle of Asia at Home black bean stir fry sauce. I did go in Aldi. They don't do that brand anyway. I did go in Woolworths. I think they used to do that brand. I haven't seen Asia at Home brand for a long time. So I've gone with AM, which is a very popular brand of Asian sauces. However, this one's 210 mils. So I don't really know what a 300-gram bottle is. I suppose at the end of the day I could just stand that on the scales. Bear with me while I get my scales. Just had a brainwave then that I actually could do that. All right, I've got no room other than on the stove top. That bottle weighs 460 grams, but the silly thing is, I guess the bottle weighs. Like, we're not weighing what's inside it. So I could put it in a jug and weigh it, but anyway, I've just come to the conclusion I'm going to use up what was in the fridge plus a whole bottle. It'll be fine. We'll just chuck it all in. I've got 50 grams of extra noodles, so if I've got a bit of extra sauce, it's all good. This one, as I said, serves 4. It should freeze well. I have frozen something with noodles in it before and it turned out perfectly fine. 1/3 of a cup of fresh coriander leaves. They are a week and 1 day old. I had them in the fridge, so I remembered a tip a while ago that you actually put them in a cup of clean water. That's not very clean anymore. And it should keep them half okay. So unfortunately, I've looted what I need off it and I'm going to get rid of the rest. I have wasted so much stuff this week. I feel so bad. Yeah, anyway, so the next the next cooking week, which is next week, is going to be a lot more stricter, and things are going to go in the freezer. I don't care if I have to eat them frozen when I'm ready for them. I'm just not going to be wasting any more food. Touch wood, okay? Thank you. All right, so now that you know what's going on, and as I said, we got here in the end, we're going to get started. So we're going to place the noodles in a heat-proof bowl and cover with boiling water and set aside, okay? So pop your kettle on while we're doing the rest of it. I must say, the words wok ready are very strange if you have to put them in boiling water. Wok ready from pack. Well, these ones just tell you to stir fry. So anyway, I guess they're still a bit frozen, so I'll do as I'm told. Okay, so I'm just going to pop those in a bowl, and then once the kettle boils, we'll let them do their thing. Well, they are frozen, so that will help defrost them. Okay, so let's get going. Heat 1 teaspoon of oil in a wok. Not the 1 tablespoon, just the 1 teaspoon. Okay. Right, let's get this wok on because we want it hot. I'll put it on about 10. Okay, here we go. Alright, 1 teaspoon. Keep that one. I guess we're using it in teaspoons. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that coriander because I just wanted to show you that tip. If you do buy it and you're not using it straight away, but try and change the water every day if you can. And then I showed you that, so that can go in the bin too. Alright, so my kitchen's a bit stuffy at the moment. Everything's just cluttered everywhere. Okay, so into here we're adding half of the beef, which is how you do it when you stir fry, so that you can actually batch cook. Now these will be fine. I don't need to wash these. Shouldn't need to anyway. It's been fridge and then freezer then fridge. Alright, so we're going to do half. Alright, I'm going to get a tin plate. Now, very important when you're using a wok that you don't, if it's got the silicone coating, do not use anything that can scratch. My wok actually came with this plastic spatula egg flip type thing. So I recommend that you use something that is not going to scratch, because apparently when you scratch silicone, you're basically going to end up having to throw it out. Okay. Things are coming to life in the kitchen. Not really, something just fell down, that's all. Alright, so when they're browned, grab your tin plate. We're going to pop these ones out. And then we're going to pop the other ones in. Oh, it's so good to have a stir fry. I love stir fries. And they're the easiest thing to make as well. Alright, I'm literally just going to chuck that in. Ew. Okay. Let's get some water on the noodles and pop our timer on for 3 minutes. Okay, timer on for 3 minutes. When that 3 minutes is gone, we've just got to drain those. Okay, in goes that. Okay, I've got you in a bit closer. Alright. Here we go. Stir frying away. Okay. It's a bit better. All right. I have a chair in my kitchen. It might sound weird, but it's not. Whew. Okay. We'll take this out now. So we don't need to cook it, we're just browning it. We should have put another teaspoon of oil in when we did that. So what I'm going to do is put in a bit more olive oil now. Read your recipe. You're not reading a recipe, you're following me. Oops. Alright, in goes oil. There we go. We'll do a bit of extra oil. So that will be all our oil. Okay. Into here we are adding onion and garlic. Okay, the garlic I've just got to click out of here. Alright, perfect. Okay, now the idea was to cut it thin so that it sort of shreds away. It's thin enough as far as I'm concerned. Alright, couple of minutes and we'll be back. Okay, after about a minute it's time to add your stir fry vegetables. It says to add some water, but since mine are pretty frozen, they look like something out of Ice Age, we don't need to add any water. Here we go. There's possibly some onion in that. Beautiful, look at that. Alright, the buzzer's gone off. Well, it didn't go off, but it stopped buzzing, so I'm going to drain the noodles. Now, it recommends to pop a lid on your stir fry just while the veggies are cooking. If you've got the fresh veggies, obviously they are going to take a lot longer than the frozen ones, so this is another reason why the frozen ones are really good. Even though technically these frozen ones may take longer because they are still frozen. But anyway, I've just drained the noodles. Alright. Get and open your bottle of black bean sauce. I've got to find my can opener. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the leftover from the other bottle. These are starting to come apart, which is really good. You probably could have given them a bit of time in the microwave, but in all honesty, you're better off just chucking everything in and going for it. We're going to get this in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of the water into it and give it a shake. And we're going to leave the rest of the water for when I put the other bit in. That's how you deglaze your bottle. Beautiful. Alright. How are we looking? Now, if you need to thicken it at the end, you can put corn flour in it. So unfortunately we have added a lot of extra liquid by using the frozen. Don't think it's going to matter too much though. Things like noodles do tend to help evaporate the water. Alright, speaking of things like noodles, it's time. Okay, so it just says to separate it with a fork, but I just sort of pick them up, chuck them in. There they go. Just chuck them in. Best thing about a stir fry, everything goes in. Alright, we want to grab the rest of that other bottle. Put that in, and then we're going to put the rest of the water in to this bottle. It's very thick. I do like black bean sauce. So this is a good one. Alright, I'm going to stir it all in before I deglaze that bottle. Alright, beautiful. And the good thing about this wok is that it's a lot bigger than a saucepan or a frying pan. Not really bigger than a saucepan. But you definitely want a wok when you're doing a stir fry. And as I say, this one's great because I can actually regulate it, and once it gets warm, it sort of cuts in and out. Fantastic, look at that. Alright, let's get the rest of this water in. I just feel like half of that went down the side of the bottle. Probably did. Alright, that's all the water in. Who knows whether that was 300 grams. As I say, I wasn't going to weigh it. Alright. Let's get the beef back in. You want everything to just cook through. That's so good, look at that. We didn't end up using the 1 tablespoon, but I've just dropped it on the floor, so it will still need one. Okay. Now don't cook it, don't overcook it, otherwise your beef goes all dry. Okay, so the coriander's going on top when you serve it, but however, since my coriander looks pretty wilted, I'm just going to chuck it in. Oh, that looks really good. Got a lot of colour in there. A lot of sauce. Personally, I wouldn't worry about thickening it, but if you do want to thicken it, it's just a little bit of corn flour and some water, and then in it goes. But I'd personally leave it at this. Alright, I'm going to put the coriander on top. If your coriander looks better than this, I would put it on the top at the end. Alright, we are ready to serve, I reckon. Thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been beef and black bean noodle stir fry. Wok cooking at its easiest and quickest. And I really hope you enjoy this one. And I'll catch you on our next adventure. Bye!